Hi guys, welcome to Irish Footy Vlogs. I'm delighted to welcome a special guest today. It's Owen Nerney. He's an under 15 footballer for Longford Town. How are you, Owen? You well?
How are you, Keith? Thanks for having me.
No bother, no bother. Now you're a Sligo man, so how did you sign for
Yeah.
Longford Town? How did that come about?
Well, I always grew up like wanting to play in the League of Ireland, and last year I made Sligo Leitrim, and the opportunity mid-season came about for me to go to Longford Town, and I just took the opportunity and went. So I made the Sligo Leitrim Kennedy Cup team, but sure, it was nobody knew if it was going to happen because of COVID, and I doubt it. I doubt it will happen now. But I got the opportunity in the during COVID. I, I was asked to join Longford Town, and I accepted it.
Now, what position do you play in as such? A number of positions, I'm guessing.
Striker or left winger. They're my favourite positions.
And didn't you get Player of the Year at one stage as well?
Yeah, for my club, Gertrude Celtic, I got under 12s and under 14 Player of the Year.
That's
and
pretty
then
good.
in under 14s, I got overall club Player of the Year.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, obviously, you're a Sligo man, but do you support Sligo or do you support Longford?
Well, I always supported Sligo. I always went to the game.
Now, what's interesting there, sorry, what's interesting there, just before I forget, we've Johnny Kenny, obviously a 17-year-old, who's in the Sligo first team now. So you're 15. That's pretty good inspiration, isn't it, for any League of Ireland young footballer to see someone like him get into the senior team, and a good senior team too.
Yeah, it's nice to see local players getting up and doing well. Like, he is doing very, very well for Rovers. And in the same position as me, he's a good player to look to.
Absolutely. I guess he's someone you looked up to. Now, COVID obviously has been very difficult, obviously, in a lot of people, but can you tell us some of the difficulties underage footballers have had? Obviously, the senior footballers can get a bit of training and they can play, etc., etc. When is the last time you played, for example, and trained in a proper sense?
The last time I would have trained was October. And the last time I played that was probably the month before that. Last season it was a very, very stop and start season. Like, we could get 4 or 5 weeks and then we'd have to stop for 2 weeks, and it was very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, we're in April now, and you haven't played essentially since October. Yeah. That's a long, long time. I have a son as well, younger than yourself now, but he plays a bit of Gaelic football, and it's the same crack. But obviously you're at an older age, you're at 15, so it's more it's a more delicate age actually not to be playing. So what do you do in terms of, keeping up the practice, so to speak? What would you do now?
Well, fair play to the Longford coaches. We've Zoom session 2 or 3 times every week, and they hand out stuff for us to do at home. So we're always kind of training at home and doing a bit. We never actually stopped. We were always training at home, but it's just the sooner we get back onto the pitch, the better. It's just hard. It's hard training on your own without having the lads with you.
Yeah, it's not quite the same. What kind of things would you be doing on your own now exactly as well?
Well, we'd have our strength and conditioning, and then we'd sometimes get in senior players from Longford Town on a Zoom call, and then they talk to us. We had Dean Zambra, the club captain, and he was very good.
Yeah, that's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah. It just when you have players like that coming in, doing Zoom calls with us, it just wants you to push on a bit more when you listen to their stories.
Yeah, it's inspirational, I'd say. You've had a few players there as well. Obviously, you mentioned Dean Zamarin there, and obviously Longford themselves have had, I would say, a fairly good start to the season. They have a few players there now, young lads like A. Dervin there came through the ranks at Longford, and he's a Longford man, so he's another one I suppose to look up to, a bit of inspiration there in terms of the club you're with, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, he's a serious player. He's his first touch and everything. He's just a great passer of the ball.
Yeah. And do you watch much of the Watch LOI at the moment yourself?
Oh, yeah. I watch all the games. Yeah. I watch as much as I can anyway.
Yeah, it's interesting actually that Longford were playing Sligo last week. So, you know what I mean? That's an interesting one for yourself to be able to watch them two play against each other, I'd say, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. But it was a good game, that game.
Yeah, it was tight, wasn't it? Who would be your favourite League of Ireland player now if you had to pick one at this minute in time?
Last year it definitely would have been McNeff.
Yeah.
But this year it would be Jordan Gibson. Had a serious start to the season. He's a very skillful and fast player, and his ability on the ball is one of the best in the league at the moment.
Your hopes are for the future, for the near future? Obviously, get back to playing football would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be nice. It would be great to get back to playing football soon. I think the date is to be back is hopefully the 26th.
Yeah.
So exactly. Hopefully the cases will stay down and that'll go ahead. And
what would you miss the most about it now, to be honest? What's the biggest thing you missed?
The matches and going to the matches and just being around with the lads after, you miss that a lot.
I think that's the most important part, isn't it, as well? You miss the gang, I suppose, you're wishing your teammates. And, some guys might know a lot of them very well, depending. They might have only come to the club, etc., and things like that. And, one of the biggest things, when I played a bit of ball now, I wouldn't have played at your level, to be fair, so fair play to you. But when I played a bit of ball, I don't think it matters what level. That's what it is. You miss the lads and you miss the guys you play with and that. And it's great to be able to get out and kick a ball, and I think that's the difficult thing with COVID is that, people are missing what they like doing, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of things missing when it comes to meeting your family and football and friends. There's a lot. It's hard it's hard, especially training on your own every day and just trying. And you could have a week to get back, and then that week is pushed back every week. So it just feels like it's a long time away.
Have you any brothers or sisters that can kick a ball with you?
Oh yeah, I have a brother and a sister, but now my brother, he isn't too fond of playing football.
Oh, is he not?
No.
And how old is he?
No, he's 8.
You never know. You never know. If you keep playing and showing him, he might pick it up. Maybe he's you can look up to his big brother. Yourself. How do you feel the coaches at the club at Longford? Do you obviously, you said the coaches give you a lot of work, which is fantastic stuff and all. But at League of Ireland level, do you find the coaches very good in helping the youngsters, basically?
Oh, they're very, very good and technical. And if you made a mistake, they'd always show you the right way. They're very, very good. And if they show you different plays of the game and set pieces and just how to get past a player better, or how to do a better pass, they always show you the better way.
So they encourage you to play football as well, do they? And that kind of thing. Yeah,
and they encourage you to play the right way. They don't encourage you to play along with that. It's always your development before the team winning.
No, that's right, to be fair, because I know years ago when I played, when I was your age, I'd say, I remember playing right back and that, and they used to say, anytime you get the ball, kick it out of play. Which isn't a great way to teach, but you can get on the ball, and if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. But once you're trying to do the right thing and get more confidence, and I think most clubs now at most levels are actually teaching kids in this country now to actually try and play like that, because I think the old way, it puts fear in the players as well that they can't actually try anything. So that's absolutely great to see. So what do you reckon, Longford Town team in 2 years? For senior team?
Oh, hopefully. That's the aim anyway.
What's the talent like at your age group anyway, generally, do you think yourself?
Well, last year I was with under 15s, but I was with the age above me. And this year I'm still under 15. So the players that have come in, they're really good.
Yeah. And have you played actually many teams as such? I know you haven't played since October, but
last season we had about 15 games. We had a nice few, but we were in the Shield semi-final and that got cancelled because of COVID, and we never got to play since.
That's disappointing. Do you think that'll come back?
Yeah.
Actually, will they revisit
No,
that?
no,
Cancel
that
completely.
won't come back
That's
because
disappointing,
the
isn't it?
FAI just abandoned season because it was coming up near Christmas, and
Yeah.
they thought it was best to finish the season.
Yeah, it's disappointing the way clubs. I've seen other clubs will get the finals and things, and they've been cancelled as well. It's very disappointing. I mean, if you lose, you lose, but you'd like to know and like to get the chance, wouldn't you? Who's the best team do you think you've come up against so far, actually, that you've played against?
Best
Underage level.
team. I'd have to say Galway United. They were very good when we played them.
Yeah.
They're every play. When you played for club in Sligo, it was like you'd have your good players, and then you'd have like the slow centre backs or that, or a slow midfielder. But everyone on that Galway team was quick, fast, strong. They had everything.
Yeah. And how would you describe yourself as a player? What attributes do you have so far in your career that you would say you're very strong at?
I'd like to say my attributes would be my pace and my shooting and my passing.
So you're a good passer of the ball.
Yeah.
You won't lose that. You won't lose that. And what do you think you could work on better? Like
Physical strength, you could work better on.
But that's fair enough. You're only 15 as well, so like that comes kind of naturally as well. And as you said, your coaches have you on strength and conditioning as well. Like, no, that's great. That's all. That's fantastic stuff, Owen. Great to hear your stories, and hopefully now we can get back on April 26th and start playing a bit of ball. And fair play to you. You're an inspiration. So fair play to you. And hopefully we'll see you in the Longford Town team, senior team in a couple of years. Keep working hard anyway. And keep listening to your coaches. And thanks very much for coming on. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks.